A Central Ohio neurosurgeon is fighting to have his medical license and reputation restored after the state medical board accused him of performing surgeries that were described as excessive and unjustified and resulted in death.
And the medical board issued its final order last month to uphold a summary suspension against Dr. Jeffrey Haddeth, finding that restoring his medical license would present an immediate danger to his patients.
But Dr. Haddeth is fighting the charge and already filed an appeal. Our Colleen Marshall is here now to tell us he's getting support from a surprising place. Colleen?
Yes, from one of the 3 patients who are identified in the original anonymous complaint against the doctor. We do want to warn you, if you're squeamish, there are some medical photos in this story. That patient says the doctor saved his life and helped him walk again. He was shocked to learn that he was patient 1 in the 3-patient complaint against Dr. Haddeth. Dr. Haddeth says he was shocked too.
They came to my house and gave me this order of a summary suspension, and it was just completely blindsided. Summary suspension is usually something reserved for doctors who've been charged with a crime or sexual assault.
But Dr. Haddeth was accused of performing unjustified surgeries, going beyond the standard of care.
There were 2 separate allegations. For patient 1 was that the surgery was unindicated, unwarranted. For patients 2 and 3, it was that the surgery may have been warranted or may have been done properly, but they were too sick for surgery. No one should have done surgery, was the allegation.
Patients 2 and 3 died within days of their surgeries. The medical board case against Dr. Haddeth relied on a consultant, a doctor from the Cleveland Clinic, who determined through medical records that patients 2 and 3 were too medically fragile, malnourished, and uninformed about the risks of surgery. Dr. Haddeth says patient 2 was in a wheelchair and on her way to paralysis, and she believes surgery was her last chance. Patient 3's spinal deformity was similar to this, so severe her body was permanently locked at a 90-degree angle. And due to previous surgeries, much like this medical journal photo, screws were popping through her skin.
So curved that the screws on her spine are literally coming through the skin with open sores. I mean, it's a horrible condition she's suffering from. And the medical board said she should have never seen the inside of an operating room.
And Dr. Haddeth says she was warned about the risks.
Anytime a doctor loses a patient, it's an awful thing to have happen. It's never what we wish for or hope for. But she, and I had many conversations with her, and she knew that it was a risky surgery and that a complication like that was a possibility. And she was in such a horrible state with so much suffering that she wanted to take on those risks.
But the medical board says the surgeries were too risky, and Dr. Haddeth should lose his license.
It's nuts what they did to him. They've taken away my doctor. It was my choice who I would have as a doctor, and they took him away.
Just after NBC4i.com published a report on Dr. Haddeth's initial suspension last February, Jerry Borsch found out by reading online that his doctor was suspended. He investigated further and found out he was patient 1.
They claimed he lied to me, that he didn't tell me all the risk and stuff, that all the surgery was his idea, and that he just ramrodded it down there and like I'm a piece of meat, and they just operated on me and I had no say in it.
Was any of that true?
No, not a bit.
And no one from the medical board talked to you?
No, not at all.
They still have not talked to him. But apparently, after learning Borsch was thriving, the medical board dropped patient 1 from the case.
I think this was a very shoddy investigation. I think it's an incredibly unjust punishment, especially given the facts of the situation where one of the patients was dismissed before we even got to the hearing because the medical board found out they got it wrong.
So tell me what this has done to your life.
Professionally, it's completely ruined my career. I've been fired. I've had these accusations published in the newspapers, 2 of which we know now have been dismissed. I haven't practiced medicine in 10 months. Now I have to take classes and be supervised to try and get back into medicine. I honestly don't know if I'll be able to. My lawyer assures me that people have come back from this, but it's been a disaster.
Representatives of the Ohio Medical Board tell me they cannot comment on this case because it's pending litigation. In general, a spokesperson told me the board does not take suspensions lightly. By law, the standard for a summary suspension is clear and convincing evidence of wrongdoing. I'm also told it's common to not speak to the patients. Dr. Hadaf's case now goes on to Franklin County Common Pleas Court.
Thanks for watching. For more NBC4, download the NBC4 streaming app. You'll get free 24/7 local programming streamed straight to your living room. Just search NBC4 Columbus on your Apple TV, Amazon Fire, Roku, or Samsung device.